Cristiano Ronaldo speaks five languages: Portuguese, Spanish, English, Italian, a little Arabic. And here is something nobody talks about. When he first moved to Manchester United in 2003, his English was almost zero. He could barely order food. He sat in team meetings and understood nothing. His teammates would laugh, tell jokes, and he would just smile and nod, pretending he understood. One of the most talented athletes on the planet, completely lost in a conversation. Now, fast forward to today. He gives full interviews in English, he jokes with journalists, he connects with fans from 50 different countries in their language. So, what changed? He did not go back to school. He did not memorize grammar textbooks. He did not download an app and do 5 minutes daily streaks. He did something most people never try. And in this video, I am going to show you exactly what was that and how you can copy it starting today. Because if I had to learn English again from zero in 2026, this is the only system I would use. Not the system schools taught me, not the system most YouTube channels recommend, something completely different, something that actually works with your brain instead of fighting it. Stay with me because by the end of this video, your entire idea of how to learn English is going to change. Let me ask you something honest. How long have you been studying English? 1 year? 3 years? Maybe 5 or more? And now tell me, when a native speaker talks to you first, what happens inside your head? For most people, the answer is the same. Everything stops, the brain freezes, the words disappear, and that horrible feeling arrives, the one that says, maybe I am just not good at this. I want to tell you right now that feeling is not the truth. That feeling is the result of a broken system. Here is the lie most people believe: the more English you study, the better you speak. It sounds logical, it feels logical, but it is completely wrong. Think about this. You can study swimming by reading every book ever written about swimming. You can memorize the technique. You can learn the physics of water. You can pass a written exam about swimming with a perfect score. And then you jump in the pool and you drown. Because knowing about something and being able to do something are two completely different things. Your body needs water time. Your brain needs speaking time. Ronaldo did not become a great footballer by reading about football. He touched the ball 10,000 times. Language is exactly the same. You do not become fluent by studying English. You become fluent by using English every single day before you feel ready. This one shift in thinking from studying to using is the difference between people who stay stuck for years and people who start having real conversations in months. Now, let me show you the exact system. When Ronaldo joined Manchester United, he did not hire a private English tutor and sit in a classroom. He trained with his teammates every single day. He made mistakes in front of them. He looked confused. He pointed at things. He used his body language. He asked the same question 5 times until he understood. He was embarrassed many times, but he was in the game from day one. This is what I call the Ronaldo method, and it has three parts. Part 1: play before you are ready. The biggest mistake English learners make is waiting. Waiting until their grammar is perfect, waiting until their vocabulary is big enough, waiting until they feel confident. But confidence does not come from speaking. Confidence is built by speaking. There is a study from the University of Michigan that found learners who started speaking in the first week of learning, even badly, even slowly, were significantly more fluent after 6 months than learner who waited until they felt ready. Think about a baby. A baby does not wait until it understands grammar before it starts talking. It makes sounds, it says the wrong word, it points and guesses, and slowly, naturally, language builds itself from use. You have to give yourself permission to sound bad first, because sounding bad is not failure. Sounding bad is practice, and practice is the only path to sounding good. Starting today, here is your rule: speak English before you feel ready. every single day, even one sentence, even to yourself in the mirror, even badly. Part 2. Copy, don't create. Here is something smart learners do that slow learners never discover. They stop trying to invent English from nothing. When you are having a conversation and you try to build a sentence from scratch, choose the right word, apply the grammar rule, organize the structure. Your brain is doing four jobs at once. It is too much. You freeze. Instead, do what Ronaldo did on the football pitch. He did not invent new skills every training session. He copied the best players. He watched how they moved. He repeated their movements thousands of times, and then slowly those movements became his own. Do the same with English. Find 3 to 5 sentences you hear native speakers say every day. Copy them exactly. Repeat them until they live in your mouth, not just your mind. Use them in real conversations. For example, instead of trying to build a sentence when someone asks how you are, have three ready answers already living in your mouth. Honestly, pretty good today. Thanks for asking. Not bad. A bit tired, but okay. Really good, actually. How about you? These are not random sentences. They are real, natural English that native speakers use every day. Copy them, own them, use them, and then add more. This is how language actually enters your speaking, not through memorization, through repetition of real patterns. Part 3. Make English necessary. This is the most powerful part of the Ronaldo's method and also the most uncomfortable. Ronaldo's English improved fast not because Manchester was a good classroom. It improved fast because he had no choice. Every team meeting was in English. Every conversation with his manager was in English. Every press conference was in English. English was not optional. English was necessary. Most learners never reach this level because English remains comfortable and avoidable. When it gets hard, you switch to your native language. When you cannot find a word, you just use a translation app. When you do not understand, you just nod and move on. Every time you do this, your brain learns one dangerous lesson. English is not really needed. So in 2026, here is how you make English necessary using tools that did not exist 5 years ago. Change your phone language to English. Your brain uses your phone hundreds of times a day, hundreds of small English interactions every day for free. Find one YouTube channel you genuinely enjoy, not an English learning channel, but a channel about something you love: cars, cooking, football, fashion, technology. Watch it only in English, no subtitle after the first week. And most powerfully, find one real human being to speak English with every week. Not to practice English, to actually talk about something you both care about. Language exchange apps, online communities, Discord servers, they are everywhere in 2026. Use them. When English becomes necessary, your brain stops treating it as a school subject. It becomes a tool, and tools get sharper the more you use them. Chapter 3. The 2026 advantage nobody is using. Here is something that is completely new and completely unfair in the best possible way. You are learning English in 2026. That means you have access to something no generation of language learners has ever had before. You can now have a real English conversation anytime you want for free without another human being. AI conversation tools. And I am not just talking about one app, can now speak with you, correct you in real time, explain why you made a mistake, and continue the conversation at exactly your level. At 3 in morning in your bedroom with nobody watching. This removes the biggest barrier most learners face, the fear of looking stupid in front of a real person. Use it like a gym. You would not go to a real football match to practice your first kick. You practice on a training field first, then you go to the match. Use AI conversation as your training field. Practice the sentences you are afraid to say. Make your mistakes there. Get comfortable. Then take those sentences into real conversations with real people. But, and this is important, Do not replace real do not replace real human conversation with AI conversation. The goal is to prepare for real conversations, not to avoid them. Ronaldo trained on the practice field, but the trophies came from real matches. Chapter 4: The daily system that actually works. You do not need 3 hours a day. You do not need a perfect schedule. You need 20 to 30 focused minutes and a few smart habits attached to things you already do. Here is the exact daily system. Morning, 5 minutes. Wake up your English. Before you check your phone, before you look at messages, speak English out loud for 5 minutes. Talk about your day. Talk about how you feel. Talk about what you see around you. It is Tuesday morning. I am a little tired. I need to finish my project today. I am going to drink coffee first. It does not need to be intelligent or interesting, it just needs to happen. This puts your brain in production mode from the first minutes of the day, and production mode is speaking mode. Daytime, 15 minutes. Input with a purpose. During your day, commuting, eating, walking, listen to English content you actually enjoy for 15 minutes, not background listening, active listening. Choose one sentence from what you heard that you want to own. Repeat it 5 times out loud, then use it before the day ends. In a message, in a voice note to yourself, or in a real conversation. One sentence every day. 365 sentences in 1 year, all of them yours. Evening, 15 minutes deep practice. This is your most important session. Choose one of 3 activities. Rotate them so it never feels boring. Option A: shadowing. Take a 10-second clip of a native English speaker. Repeat it until you match the speed, the rhythm, the feeling. Then move to the next 10 seconds. This is how your mouth learns natural English music. Option B: teach back. Learn one small thing, then close your phone and explain it out loud in English for 60 seconds in your own words. This forces your brain to produce, not just receive. Option C: write and record. Write 3 sentences about your day in English, then read them aloud and record yourself. Listen back. Notice one thing you want to improve. This is the fastest way to hear your own progress. Before sleep, ask yourself 3 questions before you close your eyes. What English word or sentence did I use today? What moment felt uncomfortable and did I continue anyway? What do I want to try tomorrow? When you review before sleep, your brain processes it overnight. You wake up slightly closer to fluency than when you went to bed every single night. Today, daily time. Chapter 5: The real reason most people never become fluent. I want to be honest with you about something. The system I just gave you is not complicated. You already understand all of it. You could start today. So, why do most people still fail? Not because the method is wrong, not because they are not smart enough, not because English is too hard. They fail because of one single moment that happens again and again. The moment when it feels uncomfortable and they stop. The moment when they cannot find a word and they switch back to their native language. The moment when they make a mistake in front of someone and they decide to speak less, not more. Every time you stop at the uncomfortable moment, you train your brain to retreat, and retreating becomes a habit just as easily as speaking does. Ronaldo has missed penalties. He has had bad games. He has been criticized by millions of people. He did not stop playing football. He played more. Your mistakes in English are not evidence that you are failing. They are evidence that you are playing, and you can only improve if you are playing. The learners who become fluent are not the most talented. They are not the smartest. They are simple. They are simply the ones who refused to stop at the uncomfortable moment, who spoke the next sentence even when the last one was wrong, who showed up the next morning even when yesterday felt like a failure. That is the real secret, Not a method, not an app, not a hack. Consistency through discomfort. That is the whole game. So let me leave you with this. Somewhere in 203, a 19 years old boy from Portugal sat in a Manchester United team meeting. Around him, players laughed and talked and debated. He understood almost nothing. He could have stayed silent forever. He could have decided English was not for him. He did not. He spoke badly, slowly, with mistakes every single day until one day, and there was no dramatic movement, no single day when everything changed. He just realized he was speaking. That is available to you too, not because you are talented, not because you have special time or special resources, because you are willing to start before you feel ready. Right now, before this video ends, say one sentence out loud in English. It can be anything. I am going to practice I am going to practice English today. I want to speak better. I am starting now. Say it, mean it, come back tomorrow and say one more. That is how it starts. That is how it always starts. See you in the next video.